Welcome to TRS Clips. It's for all you guys whose attention spans are reduced because of short form content. This is the highlights channel. Enjoy the video and make sure you consume a bunch of highlights. Binge watch TRS Clips. I mean, I don't know if this is just a reflection of my own character, but I feel anyone who's inclined towards spiritualism of any form, and you are one of those people, is always inclined towards studies related to darkness. For example, I'm doing it through the show. I'm sure that when you're writing books, there are certain dark research topics you go about. At this stage of your life, you're in your 40s?
I'm 47.
At 47, are you learning about new forms of darkness? Like, are you thinking more about death? Like, is Garud Puran a part of, your studies?
Yeah, I've thought of death a lot in the last 7-8 years. Like I said, I've lost too many people, and like I said, some in very tragic ways, and people I really admired, and at some levels you think maybe the other side is better, but that's not a good conversation to have. But there is no as you get deeper into our philosophies, you realize there's no need to fear death, right? Because it's not that, at least in the pagan way, what is pejoratively called pagan. I mean, the entire world was pagan once upon a time. India is the only, among the few pre-Bronze Age cultures, the only pre-Bronze Age culture that has still survived, and among the few pagan cultures that is still alive. Japan is, of course, an ancient way. China is an ancient way, but they're not pre-Bronze Age. We're the only pre-Bronze Age one. And the pagan ways across, like even in the Greco-Roman world, death was just seen as long sleep, right? When you sleep, when you are in REM sleep, you do know the body gets paralyzed, right? The brain releases.
It switches off your motor.
Yeah, which paralyzes your body. Is that a form of death? Why does the brain do that? Because that's when you're dreaming, so that you don't act out your dreams and hurt yourself. So our ancestors thought, is that like a mini death? And you do need to sleep, because if you do know that if you don't sleep, you'll die. You'll destroy your health. Sleep is very, very important. So if you see it from that perspective, from the way of our ancestors, is death just a recharge time for the soul, right? You're in Pitralok, you're in the land of the ancestors. It's believed that 3 generations stay in Pitralok, and there the concept of time is very different from our concept of time. Time is not, moving in a linear manner.
Can you talk a little bit about Pitralok?
So Pitralok in our way, in the way of the dharmic religions, which is Hinduism, Buddhism, Jainism, Sikhism, is where the ancestral souls go, right? After death. And you'll notice, the Pitru Paksh happens just before the Navratri. And you don't start any new activity at that time. And you feed crows, because it's believed that they carry nutrition to our ancestors. And it's believed that 3 generations of our ancestors stay in Pitralok. There are many theories. This is one among them. And that beyond that, they either get moksha or they come back, right, to earth, because they have a next life.
How do they get moksha up there?
Well, the theory is because the soul has found balance.
In
right?
Pitralok?
No. And at the end of this life.
Okay.
So then you're on, right? And the concept of bodhisattva was that that's a soul that has found balance already, but does not want to take moksha, wants to come back and help others.
Okay.
Right?
This concept of finding balance, it's not just through meditation.
No.
So what is it through?
Finding balance through all the karma that you do, right? It's essentially, in a way, kind of wiping out all debts, right? If you think about it, if I have, in the normal financial world, I've taken a loan from you, right? I have a debt, right? And I need to pay that off. Well, in the karmic world, it is like someone has given me charity, someone has helped. I have a karmic debt, I need to pay that off, right? I need to make sure I don't take on any further debt. So do as much good as I can. When you lead that noble life, and you balanced out all your past karma, then you get moksha. Right? That's a concept. And when you can find, and that's among the things, of course, you need to train your soul to be in a higher place as well. There are various things that's the theory, and that's what gives you moksha. Now, so in Pitralok, then what happens is that three generations of our ancestors are kind of out there, and we have some kind of relationship with them, which is what we are doing with our Pitrupaksh pujas, everything. This is the belief, which is why our bodies are not considered important. In the dharmic way, you notice we cremate the bodies, right? Unlike in the Abrahamic way, which is Islam, Christianity, where you bury the bodies. Because there the theory is you have only one life, the body itself remains buried, and then when judgment day comes, the body itself will rise, which is why they say rest in peace. So you rest in peace till judgment day, the body itself will rise, which is why you have the concept of the undead, which is if they have risen before judgment day, right? Whereas in the dharmic way, we cremate the dead because the body is not important. There is some karma of the body that has to go back into the earth. Your soul is important, and your soul has various journeys to take. So the purpose of your life is to wipe out those debts, find balance. Now, then you live your life in a different way, right? It is not, you'll not get moksha just because you worship a particular god. It doesn't work that way, right? Because even gods are subject to the laws of cause and effect. They're subject to the laws of karma. You remember at the end of the Mahabharata, Lord Krishna was cursed by Ma Gandhari, right? And what was Lord Krishna's reaction to that? Ma Gandhari was a woman, was just a human being, right? Lord Krishna was God himself, a human being cursed God. What did God do? What did Lord Krishna do? He didn't say, how dare you, this blasphemy. No. He told Ma Gandhari, Ma, as you wish. Right? Because even the gods are subject to the laws of karma. Right? That is the belief in the dharmic way. So all of us also, what happens to us is in our own hands. Now if you think about it this way, it in a way empowers you. Why do you need to be afraid of death? You have to do what you have to do to find balance in this life. If it doesn't work, you have a next life. Right? But try and do as much as you can in this life, because the purpose is moksha. So you can get into the dark thing, but not get into a dark mood about it.
Got it.
You getting my point?
I think you need to learn more about darkness in order to learn more about the light.
It's when you make it this massive thing, when you put the attraction of the forbidden on it, that's when it appears larger than it actually is.
Thank you for watching. Our team spends a lot of time curating playlists just for you. So make sure you check out all the playlists that we've created on TRS Clips if you want to speed up your learning process.